This is a re-unboxing of my white UFO cube. I bought this at Nationals, and that's pretty much all I can say for it. So the shipping, well, I don't know anything about shipping, but okay, so let's open this up. Okay, now the cube itself, it has an interesting shape to it. This is just a shape mod of a 3x3. As you can see, there's the tic-tac-toe cuts in there, as you can turn it that way. And it has 7 colors, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The other side is also gray. So there's blue here, red, orange, white, green, and red, and yellow. So the turning itself, it's really good at turning, as you can see. And it's not that good at corner cutting. It can only be off by about 1 millimeter, or else you'll have trouble. And it cannot reverse corner cut at all. It can only be off by about 1 millimeter. Now the pieces themselves, okay, you can take it apart easily here. This is what this piece looks like. That's an edge. It's mostly hollow. And there's one more edge that looks a little bit different. It's this one. Now they're both hollow, like that, but you can see on the outside it looks different. And the edges, there are 2 types of edges too. One of them looks like this, and another one looks like this. It looks about the same. They both have these little knobs here. But here it looks different. One is a trapezoid, one is a triangle. Now the core itself has nothing special. It looks just like all cores. So now tension's pretty good, and right now I can't remove any center caps. So now I'll just replace everything. Okay, all I have left to do is to do a solve. Now first you need to know is that you basically have to just solve it like a regular Rubik's Cube. And now I'm not doing a tutorial right now, so you should know how to solve a Rubik's Cube before you attempt this thing. Now all the centers are the same, just like a regular Rubik's Cube. And for the edges, there are 2 types of edges, one that looks like this and one that looks like this. Now as you can see, just look at these 2 sides of the edge piece to tell what kind of edge it is or where it belongs. For example, this is a yellow-red edge, and if you look over here, you want to refer to these skinny sides here. So this is a blue-red edge. Now for the corners, there are 2 types of corners. There are a couple of corners that are like this, gray triangles. The other one is over here on the exact opposite side. Now they can create a strange parity if you insert the wrong one and switch them. So you might see that later. And for these corners, there's only one for each spot, so you cannot switch them or mix them up. There's only one green corner, for example. Now the tricky part is the orientation, which will make it hard to solve it using F2L or advanced F2L, I mean, and the last layer. So I'll have to use a beginner method for this. Now without further ado, I'll start the solve after the scramble. Aha. Now this is not really great for speed cubing, as there's some friction between the different sides when you turn them. but it's smooth enough that you can enjoy scrambling and solving this thing. Okay, that looks scrambled good enough. Okay, so now I'll start to solve. I've got the white cross down. Now I'm just going to try to do F2L, or advanced F2L. If I can't, then I'll just solve it layer by layer. Okay, that's one slot down. Another slot done. Now I gotta make a tricky decision. Should I put this corner or that corner in? I'll just go with the left corner. Okay, that's the first two layers. Now I just got to solve the top layer. So using the beginner's method, I'm going to make a yellow cross at the top. Like so. And now all the edges are in the right spot. I'm just going to cycle the edges, or the corners around, sorry, so that they're in their proper spot. Now they're all in their proper spot except these two are not oriented the right way. So I'll just use a commutator or an algorithm to rotate them around the right way. Okay, now I got the yellow one done. It also twisted this one. Now as you can see, it seems like this is the only corner in the entire puzzle that is now twisted. Now this uses a 3x3 mechanism, so this should be impossible. Now the reason being that this happens is because this corner actually looks the same every time you rotate it, so this is actually not rotated right. So what you gotta do is just do an algorithm that will rotate this and disturb nothing else. So I'm just gonna do that, just that, so I'll just rotate these two. Like so. So now it's solved. This is another impossible case on a regular 3x3, but you can approach it or find it on this cube. Now it seems like these two corners are switched, but that's impossible on a regular 3x3. Everything else seems to be in place. Now the problem again are these two corners. They're not in the right spot. This should be here, and this should be here. So the only thing to do here is to somehow switch these two gray corners and switch these two. Now you can also just go like this, and you can just switch them and resolve the top layer. But I think I can figure out a better way of doing this. So I'm just gonna cycle the three corners. Like so. And I'm going to cycle in such a way that this corner will end up here. So there. So now the other corner is here instead of this one. And now I just got to cycle it, so these three are solved again. And there we go. So now I switch this, and as you can see in turn, these two corners switched. The blue and the orange one. It looks red on camera though. Now there's the same thing again. This corner seems to be the only one that needs to be reoriented. But this one is also twisted wrong. So all I gotta do is twist this one and this one, because this will look solved either way. So and there we go. Now it's all solved. So thanks for watching.